this video, if you've clicked on it, it's because you have on your mind the urge and desire to make a pretty significant change in your life. For a lot of you, it's career and going somewhere new. Like, it's a lifestyle change. It's like, yes, it's just a job, but jobs kind of define, I don't want to say they define you, but they do like define a lot of things in your life. For others, it could be like moving out or changing the types of people you're around. Like, whatever it may be, you're going through a huge change in your life, or you're thinking about it, and it's kind of like you're at a crossroads. And I want to keep talking about the job thing because that's the one on my mind, so I'm just going to go with that example. But again, apply this to whatever it is that you're thinking about doing. But it's almost like wherever you're at now, whether you like it or you don't like it, it's comfortable. Like, there are things you don't like about it. You're like, I don't want to do this forever, right? Like, you know that it's not your purpose. You know that you don't want to do it forever. But you're like, but what about if I leave? There's certain things about it that maybe I won't have that at another job. And I'm kind of going through this right now. This is why I'm talking about it, because I'm going through this. Like, where I work right now, it's like, there's a lot of things that I don't like about it, but there's really specific things that I'm like, I know that I don't want to say I can't find it anywhere else, but it's rare to find. For example, my boss is amazing. She is so rare, and I know that if I went to like a typical other job, it would be really rare to find a boss like her that genuinely cares, that she's just, I could go on forever. And then on top of that, I have a flexibility because of her. Like, yes, I am expected to be at work from 9 to 5. However, if I do have appointments or if I'm having just a really bad day, like, she will let me go home like an hour earlier. She'll let me go to my appointment. You know what I mean? Like, she's very understanding. And I know that at a different job, it might not be so flexible like that. But there's so many things about my job that I don't like. For example, I don't make enough money. Like, the money I make is fine, but in order to do the next things that I'm wanting to do, I want to make more money. And I just don't make enough, especially for the amount of stress that this job puts on me. Like, just dealing with all the bullshit with this job, it's just not even worth it. And so anyways, I won't talk too much about all the little details, but regardless, when you work at a job, it becomes, especially if it's full time, like, it does become part of your identity, because number one, it's shaping your reality. Your main reality is your job, because you're spending most of your time there, right? So it's most of where your thoughts are, it's most of where your experiences are. Like, it's your everyday, so it's most of your reality. The other, like, 10% is you're at home, you're out with friends, whatever, but most of your reality is your job. And then on top of that, you have the people that you work with, that, like, you work with every day, and you're used to seeing their face. And something that I'm kind of struggling with is, like, I know deep down that if I do leave, I probably, like, these people won't reach out to me. And I don't know, I don't want to say completely, because my past job, I still have friends that I keep up with here and there, but it's not like how it was. We don't hang out outside of work anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you're kind of around these people because you work together, and it's almost like, would you have even met? Would you have anything in common if you didn't work together? Probably not, but at the same time, the universe brought you to those jobs so that you could have those connections. And sometimes I feel like life isn't meant to be more than that. Like, I feel like in life, you're not meant to hold on to things. You're not meant to hold on to people or places or things. Like, if you're there at that time, you were meant to connect to them. And this obviously isn't true for everybody, like, because sometimes you're meant to go somewhere to meet your soulmate or whatever, you know what I mean? But I feel like not everybody that you meet, that you have a connection with, you're meant to stay around them forever. You were both on the same frequency at that time, and that's why you got along. But when one of you starts wanting, like, you feel your frequency start changing because you're wanting something different, like, your frequency is literally changing, and you're no longer a vibrational match with that person you have a connection with. And so that's kind of something I'm struggling with, because deep down I know that I'm only around these people because of our jobs. And if I were to leave, it's kind of like, okay, these people that have been there every single day that I've had deep conversations with, like, that's just going to be gone. And I'm probably going to be upset if I don't stay in touch with them, or if they don't make an effort to stay in touch with me. But at the same time, I can't really expect them to, because again, it's like, it's a job. This is life. But I'm just so deep and emotional that like I can't wrap my head around that like people are just temporary, and like life just changes and you just have to like move on. Like, I'm not good with change, you guys. I have 2 fixed signs in my big 3, okay? Scorpio rising, Taurus moon. Taurus! Like, Tauruses are not good with fucking change. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling this call for change. And it takes a lot of courage to change. Like, it takes a lot of courage to become yourself. And I don't even just mean like any change. I mean like change that will bring you closer to like that person that you know that you are meant to become. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's, I know I'm supposed to do like psychic healing. I know I'm supposed to do Reiki. I know I'm supposed to do tarot. And it's like, I have these skills. I'm already Reiki certified. I already do tarot readings. But I let the distractions of this job distract me from practicing it. And it's like, I could be building those businesses on the side, but this job is so stressful and it takes up so much of my mental energy that I don't really spend time doing it. And so I started thinking, okay, well, what would happen if I moved to a different job with more money? So then I would have, and like less mental energy to spend on things. Like, being a manager, I'm sorry, like you have to spend so much of your mental energy dealing with people's shit. So I'm thinking, okay, what if I moved to a job where I could just put my head down and work, and then I could have the time and energy to do the things I want to do? But the reality is that's fucking scary, because that means that I don't have any excuses anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have an excuse of why I can't do the things I want to do. It's like, if I'm in a job where it's only about the work, it's not about the title. Because for me, like, let me explain this. How do I explain this? Okay, I know, okay, let me explain this in a way that makes sense. Let me just gather my thoughts. Okay, basically, I'm a manager right now, right? But my job is mostly cleaning. And so I could make more money cleaning somewhere else, okay? And not have to deal with the stress of making schedules and dealing with, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why am I not just being a cleaner then? Because I don't really care about the title of being a manager, because that's not who I want to be anyways. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see myself staying a manager my whole life. So I'm not really like upset if I leave that title. But at the same time, I am having these feelings that I haven't felt in a while of like, because I'm not somebody that really cares. I don't think that like your title, your job should define you. And I've always felt that way. Like, I'm about the money, not the title. Like, if I can go make more money doing a cleaner, then, you know what I mean? But then I'm feeling, okay, but like, people, what would they think? And I'm just like, when did I, like, I know I care about what people think, but in terms of jobs, I'm like, when did I ever care about that? And now I'm having these feelings come up of like, oh, but you're really gonna leave a manager position, which is more respectable than a cleaner? Like, who wants to be a cleaner? Like, you're becoming an adult. Like, why would you want to tell people that you're becoming a cleaner? And it's like, but you know, you're not becoming a cleaner. You're taking steps to become Reiki and tarot. Like, you know that the cleaning is just for the money. And I'm not trying to say that there's nothing respectable about cleaning. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I'm just trying to say of what, in the eyes of society, it's more respectable to be in like a leadership position than a maintenance cleaning position. You know what I mean? And so I'm starting to have these thoughts of what society will think. And even though I know that it'll make less money if I stay a manager, I'm still having these feelings of like, but why would you give up the title? Like, because I'm also thinking about my resume in the future too. Like, what would it look like on your resume if you were a manager and you left it so soon to just become a cleaner? And then I'm thinking, but why why do I care about my resume, my manager resume? I don't want to be a manager ever again. Like, truly, I don't. If the opportunity came up to be a manager somewhere else, I would not take it because it is too stressful. It is not what it is shown to be or what I thought it was. It truly is not. And so I'm thinking, well, why do I care about that? If I know that I'm meant to be a spiritual person, why am I getting so stuck on like what people will think or what my title is? And I'm just having all these feelings that like I've never felt because I've never been this person. I've always known that I was going to do something unconventional. And so I never cared about like society or what I'm supposed to do. And now I'm having all these thoughts come up. And I just hope that whoever's watching, you're relating to this. Like, I feel like there's a reason why I'm speaking all of this right now. But yeah, like, I just want to let you know that if you've been thinking about making the steps or you are taking the steps, like, I want you to know, number one, how normal it is that you're scared. Like, it's so normal to be scared to become your best self. And if you don't understand, you may be thinking, well, if those are the things you want to do for your career, like tarot and Reiki, why would you be scared to step closer to that? Because it's almost like you have to get real with life. Does that make sense? It's almost like, oh, okay, so now it's time that I actually have to become like Sydney, like the person that like I know. Like, I don't know, it's daunting. Like, I don't know why we're scared. I don't know why it feels, because it's just easier to make excuses and stay the person that you were in the past and do the same habits. Like, and if you are making these changes or you're thinking about it, I also want you to know how courageous you are, like truly courageous. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, it takes so much courage to become yourself. It takes not caring what anybody thinks about you. It takes blind faith and trust in the universe's plan. It takes the courage of like stepping into the best version of yourself, even though it is so much easier to just go back to who you used to be, to go back to what's comfortable. Like, it really is so courageous to become yourself and to do something outside of your comfort zone. And this is something that I'm struggling to come to terms with. Like, am I ready? Like, am I ready for any of this? Am I ready to be on my own? Am I ready to, and I'm not just talking about a job here, there's so many other things that I haven't talked about, but it's like, am I really ready to become that person? Because I know how much work it will take on top of that. It's not that it's going to be easy. I know that it will take being real with myself and facing who I truly am and like doing shadow work and like, and it's not just a job. It's like being on my own, like not in a relationship. It's like being on my own. I want to live by myself at some point. Like, am I ready for all of that? Like, am I ready to do life? And I know that I'm not truly ever alone. And I know that I'm going to meet more people and I'm going to probably make even better connections. But it's that feeling that you kind of have to go through, yes, a period of being like completely alone and just like unsure. And even if you do have people around you, they probably are encouraging you to stay comfortable, because that's what the people in our lives do. They get scared to make change, so they put their fears onto you. And so even if you're somebody that's not super, like, you have a lot of people, you may even be feeling like, I know that if I make these decisions, I'm going to be alone and I'm going to feel alone and I'm going to have to be so confident in this decision that because if you're not confident, you're going to let them change your mind. And I just want you to know that, like, if you have these feelings, they're there for a reason. Like, you wouldn't be desiring change or something different if there wasn't already a reality out there where you were living a better life, something different. And I think it's important to try to keep an open mind and stay positive, and don't assume that things won't be better than they are now, because that's what I've been doing. I've been just assuming, like, oh, but it won't get better than this. And what if I walk away from something comfortable and I regret it? Like, that's something that I'm really dealing with. It's like, okay, what if I walk away from this job and whatever I'm on to next actually wasn't better, and then I'm like, but I can't go back, because you can't really just leave a job and go back. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, what if I walk away from something and I didn't realize what I had in the moment and now it's gone? Because I don't want to take something for granted But I know deep down, like, there is better out there. But even though there's better out there, I know that I'm gonna have to go through some hardships first to get there. And it's just like, it's stressful. I'm kind of having a crisis, and I'm not gonna make these changes right away, but I know that I need to make the decision that these changes will be made. And I think that's important to take into is like, you need to make the decision that, like, you can't teeter-totter anymore. You have to make the decision, even if it's just in your mind. You need to make the decision that you're doing this. And maybe you don't know what it is, but you're making the change. Anyways, I feel like that's all I have of right now. I might expand on this more later, but again, like, if you are feeling this way, I just want you to know that you are so brave, you are so courageous, and it's understandable that you're scared. So don't feel bad about that. Okay, I feel better now. My name is Sydney. If you like my vibe, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!